getting a couple of emails that we're live.
Oh, yes, we are.
You right, guys? Welcome to podcast number 4.
Yeah.
Welcome to podcast number 4. Sorry, I'm listening to. It's just GFA and I today.
Yeah, well, it's been literally, you think about it, because we did all the practice podcasts, we had about 6 practice podcasts, and then since we started doing it as our official 1, 2, 3, 4 that's going to go up on iTunes and whatnot, and SoundCloud, it's only been me and you pretty much. We've done one with Carr, and usually our friend and our also actor George Carr comes on and joins us on the podcast, but he hasn't been on for the last 3 weeks because he's been busy and all that. But he'll definitely be here next week.
He will be. We have got a new layout.
It will change every week until we get it on.
You'd think we'd get better and better.
You should see what it is this
week. It's actually for audio listeners, we've got a table that looks legit on screen, but it's actually a small, probably 1 foot tall, half a foot tall even.
It's normal size for me.
No, it's a 1 foot tall, yeah. It's I'm measuring it now. It's 1 foot tall table with a couple of boxes and pillows underneath it. It's actually really slanted as well, but it doesn't look like that on screen.
You can't tell on screen.
And we are joined by Deadpool, Tyrion, Doctor Strange, Rocket Raccoon and Spider-Man.
Yep, some sort of weird white Spider-Man.
Was that from Loot Crate?
Yeah, all of it's from Loot Crate.
Loot Crate are really... Yeah, I'll get that, bro. Loot Crate are really picking up. I remember when I was getting it, I got a fucking couple of crappy figurines that I sold for like a £5 on eBay.
Oh really?
I
eBay
love took costs, so I pretty much lost money. I paid to give someone.
I mean, the main reason I got Loot Crate, so I'm just going to lean forward and put this on so I can see what's going on. The main reason I got Loot Crate, to be honest with you, was for t-shirts and stuff. Like this one's a Loot Crate t-shirt, but obviously where it was like £20 a month for that and a couple of occasionally a cool figure. I was like, not about that life. So what I've done is I went from Loot Crate to now Loot Wear, which is just t-shirts for like £9 a month. So every month I get a new t-shirt that's
cool.
Guardians of the Galaxy or it's
They're
really
smart.
Good. Yeah.
So start off. We're not talking about Game of Thrones. We're having to wait because our friend is running late. He was obviously George was meant to be on the podcast today, but he actually is going to be joining us in about an hour. So when this podcast is done, we're going to go watch Game of Thrones, and then next week we'll do like I say when we do our podcast, it's most likely going to be a Game of Thrones podcast, isn't it? So
yeah, I think next because we haven't watched it yet, and we're going to sort of save it till next Monday because obviously the series ends tonight. I think next week it'll be a really nice recap episode where we'll talk through the entire season and what we think next season's going to hold.
Maybe devote it to Game of Thrones.
But like a whole Game of Thrones podcast. Yeah, we could do. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Anyway, so we're not talking about that, and we are a bit earlier tonight, which is nice because it's daylight outside. So
yeah,
we've got that to look forward to as well. Another general chat point: the McGregor and Mayweather fight.
Ugh.
Congratulations to McGregor, of course.
Mayweather
and
McGregor technically are both made.
To be fair, they both had so much money. I'm supposed to say McGregor because the amount of people that have shouted McGregor at me over the past weekend.
Everyone wanted him to win. He was the fan favourite for it.
I was speaking to my nan and granddad today at a barbecue, and they were saying that they were surprised people wanted him to win because he's really cocky.
Yeah, he's
that's the charm of him.
Yeah, that is literally what makes him so interesting. That you hate to love him.
Yeah.
He is very cocky. He's very confident, but he always backs it up. I mean, this is
He's always enjoyment to watch, isn't he? Really.
Yeah, he's just an enjoy. He's just because he talks so much rubbish as well. You get that even divide of you have 50% of people watching because they want to see him get knocked out, and the other 50% watching because they want to see him win. And you have that awesome dynamic where he pulls in so many figures. Hate or love him, you're gonna watch him, and that's why he's so popular and so wealthy because he's so intelligent the way he sells it. Yeah. I can't imagine he's like it at home, like with his girlfriend and his child. He's not going to be like, you know what I mean? You're doing nothing. It's just So, no, a lot of respect. So,
but obviously, yeah. Oh well, moving on from that. That was all the the huge talk and build up and the hype's gone in about half hour. Yeah. So we'll move straight on to movies. We just finished watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best episodes of this season.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really funny.
I feel like the season's been really disappointing.
Really?
Yeah. Big Rick was good. What else was there? Big Rick, the other one.
Episode 1 was with the sauce. Episode 2 was with when they were like Mad Max.
Yeah.
Then episode 3 was Pickle Rick. Episode 4 was the Vindicators. Is that right? And then I'm missing one more.
5 was.
Oh, with Jerry.
Yeah.
And that was good. The Jerry one was good.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just been. Pickle Rick was good. The Vindicators was pretty bad, if I'm honest.
You reckon?
Yeah, it was kind of quite boring, really. And then 5th was good. 5 was good. The one with Jerry.
Yeah,
quite liked that
the
one.
Jerry special was funny.
Because I do like Jerry. I do like him. I do find him. I do think he's.
I think he's
good.
an underused character. I think he's really funny, and I think more adventures. I think he's like Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. He's the character you love because he acts so sort of stupid, and he's the father figure, and he tries to always be the one that gives advice and is the adult, but he's always the one that just comes across stupid and incompetent, and that's what makes him hilarious. He's such a well-written character, much like Stan's dad in South Park.
Yeah.
He's such a well-written character. So I would love to see more adventures between just Jerry and Rick. Like that one, I thought that was a really funny episode.
But it was good. Favorite part of the episode?
Of the newest one? I quite like the bit where they pull the switch and they turn the entire planet into like evil, and or the toxic planet, and you see the church and the guy goes and we're worshipping God because God is, and then as it goes past, goes, God is fake. We made him up to make money. I thought that was good.
That was good. Yeah, I liked. What did I like? I was about to say the rat running around, but that was Guardians of the Galaxy. We watched that 10 minutes ago. No, we're about 2 or 3 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy. Just by accident, we fell onto it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. No, I think my favourite part would be. Oh, my mic's fucking about. My favourite part would probably be when she goes like, "This is kind of hot." When he's like grabbing.
Yeah, when you pull him in.
The next one's a question of film. What's the most boring film you've ever watched?
Most boring. There's been quite a few, I'd say. Off the top of my head, and this is no disrespect to.
Big Game.
No, but that wasn't boring though. Funny, like there's always something going on.
Should we watch that when we're down at McGregor's?
Yeah, 100%. Is it there?
If he's watching this, he's just committed suicide.
13 Reasons Why. This is your tape. Big Game.
Yeah.
No, I think one of the more boring films I've watched quite recently is Passengers. If you can hear dogs barking, I apologise. The windows are open because it's really hot.
Oh, we're having like a mini heat wave here in England.
Then it's like living in Rio de Janeiro. There's just wild dogs shouting everywhere.
We live in the ghetto. GFA lives in the ghetto.
But yeah, The Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. I love both those actors. I love Jennifer Lawrence. She's like my celebrity crush. Chris Pratt's a great actor and I like quite a cool personality, as you see in interviews. Together you think would be really good chemistry, and it is. It's a boring film.
Yeah, it's like the smell of cheese and the smell of fish. Both smell nice. Together, the worst.
Well, no, it wasn't even. The smell of fish and cheese and fish both smell like shit. It's got occasionally.
Well, they fuck off. You're smelling the wrong fish, bro.
Bad pangy, pongy cheese. And
bad actors together are bad too.
Fish. No, but they're both really they're really good actors.
Okay, so compared to really good cheese and fish.
Right. You could have said like any other food. You picked the two smelliest foods and was like, yeah, fish, which kills. No, don't. Yeah, but no, they're both really good actors. I didn't think they were bad. It was the writing and the plot of the storyline was just really cliche and quite boring. It was like, oh, he wakes up. Anyone that hasn't seen it, it's old at this point. Spoilers, do one.
If you haven't seen it, you're not gonna watch it.
But it's like, oh, he wakes up. Oh, he's trying to live life. Oh, now it's. Oh, Carl's here. Oh no, John's back. It's fine. Oh, he wakes up. Oh, he has to live his life on his own. He skips a year forward. Oh, now he's gonna wake someone. He's gonna wake Jennifer Lawrence up because he doesn't want to be alone. Then it's like trying to make it out that hers was a malfunction. She finds out. She hates him. Shit malfunctions massively. They fix it. That's it. And it was like there was no arc to the storyline. It was like started off quite strong, quite entertaining. Chris Pratt doing his bit. Jennifer Lawrence was hot, and she woke up, and it was like cool. She's a cool character. And then it was like, boring, massive dip in any kind of character development or any kind of storyline. Here's say Martin Lawrence there. It's not Martin Lawrence, is it? It's who's Morpheus from Matrix? Lawrence Fishburne. Here's Lawrence Fishburne, and there he goes, and that's the end of the film. And it's like, it's just pointless.
Yeah, it's not very good. I've got one now. I'm going to read out a list. Do you want to shut the door and I'll read out the list?
The door shut.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, so...
Wait, what door?
That door there behind us.
Did you what? Wait, what?
Is it not shut?
Yeah, no, it's
okay.
shut. I don't know.
Nick Cage is starring in 9 films in the next 4 months.
What?
There's all these: Arsenal, Vengeance, A Love Story, Inconceivable, The Humanity Bureau, Mum and Dad, Looking Glass, 2-on-1, Red Squad, and Between Worlds. There's 9 different films. There's about 9 different genres, 9 different characters.
In 4 months, all in 4 months.
All dated for 2017.
Oh, they're coming out at the same time. Right.
They're all dated in the end of 2017.
Okay. So it's not necessarily, he hasn't necessarily filmed half of those at the same time.
No.
Like Tom Cruise was doing 3 films at once at one point. He was doing.
Well, you know Walking Dead. You know Daryl Dixon, Norman Reedus. He was filming Walking Dead in Atlanta, walking across the bridge to get to where they were filming the motorbike series.
Yeah.
So he would walk across the bridge, but he would obviously be dressed as like he's been fighting zombies. He hasn't showered, and he would have to get in like all leather for this motorbike series, and then it'd go back to Walking Dead.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's crazy though. 9 films. They all sound. I love Nicolas Cage.
He's one of those actors.
Marmite. You love that? Oh no.
No, he's not though. He's like.
You love to hate him. Drive Angry. One of the best films I've ever seen in my life.
Don't get me wrong. He used to be an amazing actor, and he did some great films back in the day. He did some amazing films, and it just felt like his agent was like, "You can just do any old shit, can't you, really?" And then it was like they got scripts through the post, and now he's notorious for being in shit films and doing shit scripts, and that's why such a shame. Like from when he's doing like Gone in 60 Seconds and Face Off, and Con Air and stuff like that. These really good films that he was in. He was good. He's a good actor in those films, and then he goes and does like Ghost Rider and the.
I'm still waiting for National Treasure 3. If I'm honest.
National Treasure 3.
What was meant to be before this was most boring TV show you've ever watched.
Most boring TV show.
Yep.
I would actually. Maybe actually the OA, you know.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
It's so odd. I can't put my finger on if I liked it or not. It was like it was completely up and down for me. 1 minute I was like, it started off really good, and then it got really weird, and it got really, really weird, and then it got really boring because it just felt like we were watching the same. You know, when like people say like a series goes on for too long, as in they've done like 10 seasons of something. And then they're just repeating story plots and storylines and stuff. It felt like they did that within one series of like 10 episodes. It felt like each episode it was the same thing. Like every episode felt like the exact same storyline, nothing developed. And then towards the end it got interesting, something happened, and then the last episode was just poo. But I would still recommend someone. It's really weird. I would still recommend people watching it. Like it's one of those series. I would say,
even though you just called it the most boring TV show you've ever watched.
Yeah.
Oh, watch it though.
Yeah.
I would say I'd say Gypsy. I just finished watching it. Oh my god, it was the worst thing I've ever watched. It's a slow burner, but it was the slowest of the burners.
Right. Okay.
It was literally a soft porn teenager TV series.
Right.
Just the worst, and I was bored the entire way through it. I don't think I was like on edge of my. Something big. Fucking. This is a spoiler. Someone in the show gets kidnapped or goes missing.
Right.
And then you're like, well, I was like, well, I don't give a fuck. Like, I seriously did not give a shit. I was like, okay, cool. And then it got canned within a month on Netflix, which has never happened before. The minimum it's been has been 3 months. This was canned in a month.
Jeez.
It was just the worst, bro. And yeah, like, it ended on a cliffhanger. and thank God we never get to hear the end of it, because I'm so glad they're not releasing a second series. And also, my problem with is literally the hardest thing to do. She was the most unrelatable character and the worst person you could be in life. She was such a prick. She was horrible, and then you're supposed to watch 10 hours of her.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
You've watched Death Note, haven't you?
Yeah.
So they're thinking about making a sequel.
Yeah, that was. I think that was.
Does it end on a cliffhanger?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a watch sometime this week.
I won't spoil things. It's literally only just come out. I watched it on Friday night when I got back from work. I was just one of the first things I got myself a pizza and sat down and watched it. Really good. I was really looking forward to it from when I saw the first trailer because I was looking for a good sort of horror or thriller / horror film, and seeing the trailer, I thought it looked proper. It looked quite scary, and I'm not a massive fan of scary films. I won't go out of my way to watch a scary film, but there's something about the storyline of being able to, writing someone's name down and being able to kill them, which is all in the trailer. That's not a spoiler. That's obviously all in the trailer.
Yeah.
Hence the Death Note book. That made it really interesting to me because I thought that is such a cool concept. I know it came from an anime beforehand, but I was like, that is such a cool concept. I'm all about that. So when it came out, I was like, I've got to watch it straight away. And yes, it's good. It ends in quite a cool way, in a way that I didn't see coming. Like, it was just a really cool, really well thought out film, which sticks from what I've read. I mean, I've never seen the anime, but it sticks quite true to the anime. They've changed a few things here and there. But it had quite a few scenes from it, and apparently most people were quite satisfied with it. So yeah, I think they'll definitely do another one.
Fair enough. I'm gonna give it a watch sometime this week if I get a moment. It didn't appeal to me, and then I haven't watched any trailers for it. The only thing I've watched is the meeting scene where he meets him in the classroom.
William Dafoe's the voice for them.
Yeah.
That's all I saw really.
And I was like, oh, that's intriguing.
It's really cool.
Weren't they annoyed though because the lead guy wasn't Asian?
Yeah. He looks like bloody the guy who plays Kick-Ass.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, Quicksilver, and from Kick-Ass, Quicksilver, Godzilla, whatever.
We're talking about Netflix. Little Evil. We watched the trailer literally before the podcast. We watched the trailer for it. Looks funny, doesn't it?
I'm trying to remember what it was now.
The guy from Hot Time Machine 2, and it was the Chandler Riggs.
Oh yeah, that's it.
The kid looks like Chandler Riggs when he's screaming because his hair, and I thought it was a Chandler Riggs movie.
Oh yeah, it looks quite funny. It looks quite interesting.
The fact that what's her name, Kate Blanchett. Is it Kate Blanchett?
What, the woman in it, the really hot woman?
Yeah.
No.
She was in Lost.
Yeah, I literally love that woman. She's in her name's like Evil Longery or something. She's in Lord of the Rings. She's in the Hobbit film, so she was the elf in the Hobbit films, wasn't she?
Is that why you fancy her?
Oh yeah, she's amazing. She's so attractive. She was also in Real Steel.
Evangeline Lilly or something.
Yeah, Evangeline Lilly, something like that. She is very attractive.
Yeah, she
I love her.
Wow. She was in Ant-Man.
Yeah, she was the girl in Ant-Man. The daughter.
Oh yeah.
Who's now going to be Wasp, hopefully.
Spoilers. What else was she in? The Hurt Locker.
She's been in some good films. Yeah, good little career.
Yeah, it looks quite funny. I'm glad that Netflix are going for more different films.
Yeah, I'm glad. I like this whole wave of Netflix original stuff.
Yeah.
And this whole wave of.
Well, they put like 100 million into.
Yeah. We spoke about that on another podcast. How much money they've just put into their sort of development for films and stuff. And I love this wave of because having Netflix was kind of hit or miss. It's like sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it was never worth having. But all these the original stuff that they're bringing out, not all of them, but a majority of these Netflix original films and series have been spot on. I watched one called Spectre, I think it's called, or Spectral or something. Brilliant, a Netflix original film, really good. One called Ark as well, phenomenal little film. Yeah, well worth watching. It's the things like that. I really like this idea of these Netflix original season. And you got like Stranger Things and all the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
It's Netflix is definitely worth owning now. Whereas go back a year and a half ago and you were kind of like, or maybe 2 years ago and you were kind of like, is it even worth having?
Yeah, it definitely has become a household name now, hasn't it? Really.
100%. Yeah.
Like I can see more people owning Netflix. Well, I watch Netflix more than I watch cable TV. I don't watch cable TV at all.
No, neither do I. I'm more Netflix or YouTube or.
And I just hope that Netflix keep it up. They don't fall off or.
No, yeah, I think they're doing really well. I think as long as they obviously they know what they're doing when they're picking their original stuff to invest into. So yeah, keep up the good work there.
Quickly before I forget, I want to just moan about Ark Survival Evolved.
Right.
You just reminded me by saying the word Ark. £50 for $50 for a game. £50, sorry, $55 or $60.
Right, how much is it?
It's £50,
right.
which is $60. So
right.
that's $50, £50. £50, $60 is not fucking worth it. Family show.
It's not. No, Ark is not a AAA title. I wouldn't say yeah. I'd say yeah. Sure, it's got some cool concepts.
How you can charge that much for a game? Pisses me off. How you can sleep at night charging that game? Charging that game for £60. It's good for 20, 30 hours. That's it.
I'll tell you why. It's because they've released it on consoles and they've finally optimized it. It's no longer like in beta or alpha or whatever. It's now fully released or whatnot. And because they've spread it across all these other platforms, it instantly makes them worth more money. Because now they've got a name on Xbox, they've got a name on PlayStation. Those games cost more to develop anyway, because on PC you develop a game and you literally just upload it to Steam, and then people just and people just download it from Steam. So there's no logistics in the discs and the cases and distribution. It's all just done onto Steam. It's easy and quick and cheap, or cheaper than normal distribution would be.
Yeah.
You start getting games on Xbox and on PlayStation, and that's when you start having to go, right, let's push out the discs and the cases and the manuals and stuff, and that and all the art that has to go into making the case. It all just costs money. So I think that's why, if I could see it being charged that money on a console, but on PC I don't see why they shouldn't have changed the price. It's gone up too much. It's not worth it.
Yeah, and pissed me off. Annoyed me.
And they have adverts on it every 5 seconds on Twitch.
Yeah, I just went to boot up the thing, just make sure it was all working. Sweet, I've got an advert for already. So I just wanted to vent about that. Really, it wasn't really going anywhere. Moving on. David Bowie was almost a cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No way.
Yeah, they contacted him before he passed, asking, and he said yeah, and they were writing him in as a cameo.
So surely they must have then put someone else in his spot.
Don't know. I didn't know. There wasn't much information. That he didn't say who he'd be playing. James Gunn in the interview, he didn't say who he was going to be playing.
Could have been what Hasselhoff played in the role. Could have been the same kind of thing.
Wasn't Sylvester Stallone in it?
Yeah. Yeah. There was quite a few big names that were just I don't know why they brought Sylvester Stallone into it. It broke a lot of sort of. It's weird with those films.
Because he plays a cameo, doesn't he? It's like a reveal.
Yeah, he's got quite not a big part, but I would say he's in it for a good. He's got more screen time than Godzilla did have in his own film. Like Godzilla had 11-minute screen time in the Godzilla film that was like 2.5 hours long.
No, but is that canon all the like atmospheric bits where you see him in the smoke and whatnot?
Yeah. If you actually watch Godzilla and you get a stopwatch, and every single time you see Godzilla on screen, whether he's in the water or you just see his fins coming out, anything like that, and click start and stop every time he's not on screen, he is in it for a total of 11 minutes and like 23 seconds or something. It's for a film that is like 2 hours and 10 minutes long, and it's called Godzilla.
I loved that film.
I enjoyed it.
In the cinema, it was quality.
It was a spectacle. It's like Kong. Kong was an amazing film in the cinema. Skull Island. That film wasn't actually a good film. There was loads of corny sort of cliche moments, but in a cinema, you just sat there and you were in awe of all the visual effects and the explosions, and it was great. But yeah, the actual film was pretty dog. If you wouldn't buy it on the DVD.
Yeah, I can imagine. So I am looking just to the next part. The next talking point, sorry, is that there's a Joker origin film announced. Now, I'm sure I read that Margot Robbie and Jared Leto are signed on.
I haven't seen a whole bunch about it with regards to their contracts or if they're going to be doing it at all or whatnot. But I have seen it advertised a lot. And what I find weird is people saying, "Oh, there's a Joker origin movie," and what they've done is they've done like a split of all the people that have played the Joker, including Mark Hamill animated one, Heath Ledger. You know, he's obviously not alive anymore, but his Joker, like they're all sort of been included. So I was a bit confused as to who's going to be playing him.
It'd be sick to play the Joker. Sorry,
Bryan Cranston.
No, because it's a young one. It's an origin.
The
guy that's playing it in Gotham.
Yeah, I don't know.
Connor Mahogan or something like that. Connor
McGregor. You don't know.
You do know. Yeah, I think he'd be quite good because he does look a little bit like Jared Leto when he's the Joker, but he's not in it. It's just this, and it's going to be they got Martin Scorsese on it, and Todd Phillips and Scott Silver.
Scorsese's doing it.
Yeah,
directing it.
Yep.
I'm surprised that Leonardo DiCaprio.
They've brought some heavy hitters aboard, including Martin Scorsese.
Oh, he's such a
The Hangover and War Dogs helmer, Todd Phillips. Did you see War Dogs?
Yeah, I watched it with you.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it?
Cheers, bro.
Is it? That's it with you?
Yeah, we went and saw it, and you were telling me how you really like the actor, but thought he's never really been in any decent films. Not Jonah Hill, the other one.
Miles, no.
I think that's his name in the film, Miles.
What's his name? Fuck.
But yeah, we went and saw it. It was quite good.
Miles Teller. No, Miles Teller was. I just typed in War Dogs and I got watered down. War Dogs. Miles Teller, Jonah Hill, and it says Jonah Hill, but not Miles Teller. Yeah, Miles Teller. He's in when he's given a good film. He's fucking amazing. He was good in War Dogs. He was good in.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Whiplash.
Yeah, I
then
don't.
Fantastic Four, he was dog shit.
I've refused to watch Fan Four Stick. I've never.
I've seen it. Have you not seen it?
No.
You need to watch it.
Really?
You've got to watch it.
Is it?
Have you seen the final act yet?
No.
Yeah, no one has. It doesn't exist. Honestly, it's absolutely incredible how that is actually a film. I honestly, I always try not to say that we'll make a better film than someone, because you never know. Like what we're working on now, you know, we said we could make it better.
If we had the budget that the person had originally.
I'd like to say we would, but we never know.
Yeah.
However, my fucking dog could do a better film with Fantastic Four than they did. I cannot explain. Even who's the guy that played The Rock?
Dwayne Johnson.
Who's the guy that played the fucking thing? You know him, the guy.
Yeah.
He hates it. He came out in an interview about 2 weeks ago saying that he hates it.
Still interviewing for it. Is that what they're trying to sell it? Still?
No, he was in. When did it come out? 2014. Good. Yeah, no, it's fucking. My two friends went to the cinema, saw it when we was in America. And I was like, oh,
was that how long
I'll
ago
watch it.
was? In America?
Yeah.
Gee.
No, I was like, I'll just watch it when I'm at home. I just watched it. Yeah, I watched a fucking shitty copy.
I have no interest in ever seeing
You have to though, bro.
Is it? But everyone's saying it's like the worst film they've ever seen.
You need to watch it because it is funnily bad.
Right. Okay.
I guess if that's a word.
Right. Would you, if you were sitting there and you had two DVDs in your hand and one of them was like, Mike Myers is The Cat in the Hat, and the other one was Fan Four Stick, you would watch The Cat in the Hat?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, where the fuck were we with that? What? Oh yeah, the Joker. I saw someone mention this on Reddit. And I didn't know what you thought of it. People have said about charging full price tickets for children in under 18. So there should just be one ticket price for everyone under 18, for everyone above 18. If it's an 18 film, if it's an 18 film, sorry.
Yeah.
If it's an 18 film.
$60.
What? $60. If it's an 18 rated film,
yeah,
everything it should just be a straight level to stop children from going in.
Right.
Because kids shouldn't be seeing under 18s, and I know it's only a couple pound more, but.
Wait, you confused me. Kids can't get into C18s. Though.
No. Well, if they go with their parents, they can.
No, they can't. That's the 12As. You can't take a kid into an 18.
Yeah, adult supervision.
No.
Yeah.
I know that's what 12As were, like parental guidance. But I thought if you're not 18, you're not 18. Like I've never seen a guy carrying a baby into an 18 before. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't happen.
Nah, bro, I must be wrong then.
You've got to be like 12A is all about.
Well,
It's
I saw
12,
this
but
exact
if you have an adult with you, 12A literally means 12 with an adult. I'm not sure if that's what the A stands for.
Alright, here I go
but
onto
it.
fucking Reddit, and I'm no doubt gonna probably get a fucking Game of Thrones spoiler.
No, just go.
Oh my god, I've just seen it. Sorry, I've just seen it quickly. Don't fuck with the IT guy who hasn't seen the finale of Game of Thrones. He's got a tag around his neck and a sign that says, "I have not seen the finale of Game of Thrones, so help me God, if you ruin it for me, I will make your computer run slower than a 1997 Compaq with a 56k modem." That's quality. I would hate to work in an office when Game of Thrones is like aired.
Yeah, I hate it. It's alright. I
Yeah.
usually try and watch it before my colleagues do, because they usually watch it UK time, which is Monday nights at 9. So I usually watch it on a Sunday night at that 2 o'clock in the morning, which is dedication because I'm always knackered for work. Or I just don't. I watch it on the way into work in the morning, like on my phone or something, and it just allows me not to have anything spoiled. Because nothing worse than having something that you like, something you really like, enjoy watching, and you're excited to see what happens. Someone then just goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, you know, bloody Ned Stark dies." You're like, "What the fuck?" It's pointless.
When did he die?
Ned Stark. Oh well, he's running through a forest and there's orcs chasing him, and he gets an arrow through the chest, and Aragorn's like, "Oh no, Boromir, Ned," and he's just comes running down, and I think Frodo sees it at some point, and yeah, he gets another arrow.
Who's
Frodo? Frodo is the guy. You know the one that's I don't want to use the term midget. Was it? It's a little person. Is that what we refer to short people? He plays,
fun sized.
Right, okay. Cut that out. Oh, we're live.
Family show.
Yeah, that's Frodo. He's got big old feet.
I can't fucking find the thing that I read. It was something along the lines of
I can promise you, under 18s cannot get into an 18 with parents.
Right. The title said something along the lines of children in under 18s.
Right.
Cannot be good for business. Charge full little kids in R-rated movies can't be good for business. Theatres should dissuade parents by charging full price for children.
Right. So, is that
went to see
R-rated in America?
Went to see Annabelle Creation, and there were 2 children behind me under the age of 8. At one scary part, they screamed and spent the rest of the movie sobbing. Why are you taking? If you shouldn't have kids, if you're taking them to see fucking Annabelle Creation. No. Even I won't go see Annabelle, and I'm a 22 full-grown man who sees a spider and runs. I won't go see Annabelle Creation.
Well, that must be America. That must be R-rated films in America. Because in this country, you definitely cannot take kids into 18 films. What does R even stand for? Because 18 is an age. What does R stand for?
Just reading this. With its compelling action scenes and incoherent plot, the Charlize Theron spy thriller Atomic Blonde received mixed reviews. No one, however, thought it was a kiddie fare. "Is that a man?" a tiny voice asked as the camera homed in on Theron's bruised and battered back, rising from a bathtub filled with ice cubes. It was the scene the Wall Street Journal's Joe Morgenstein called chillingly beautiful and almost worth the price of admission, but this little boy was simply confused.
What the?
Theron got out of the tub, clearly not a man, and poured a glass of vodka. "Is that water?" the little boy asked.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh my God, that's great.
I'll chuck him by the legs down the end of the cinema.
Oh,
I hate people talking in films. I think there is nothing worse. You go to the cinema and you talk in films, fuck off.
What did I see in the cinema?
I hate it.
What did I see in the cinema? There was 2 people next to us. They got kicked out, and there's a massive fight, and someone was like, "Stop fucking shouting."
Were you in Scotland? It sounds like you were in Scotland. With the accent and the way you're describing the whole thing happening, it sounds Scotland all over.
They had potatoes and beer.
Well, that's Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Potato. Stop
most stereotypes all over the fucking wall right now. Fuck, what film was it? What film's... Oh, shit.
You're asking me. I wasn't there. I've never been to Scotland.
Oh, that's going to bug me, bro. What film did I see?
How recent was this?
2 weeks ago. Oh, by Deadpool.
Deadpool.
See, slanted table.
No, it's not slanted backwards. I don't know. That's the fine lit graphic. Graphics?
Shit, what did I see?
Physics.
Should I say films? Let's go on View and see what I can find. What oh my god, it's really pissed me off.
2 weeks ago, was it Baby Driver?
Yeah, that one. So
how do I know more about what you do in your life than you do?
So it was my PA.
Yeah. If anyone needs to get to Matt, by the way,
Yeah. Took to my agent.
Took to my agent.
Yeah, so they were like front. He was like, "Get the fuck out!"
Where were you? Where did this happen? You have 4 different accents. One of you mentioned he's Irish, Scottish, Welsh.
You fuck off.
What was that?
I don't know. Shit. Okay, moving on. But yeah, no, they were like screaming. I fucking hate when people talk during cinema. Fucking hate it. Right, what we got next? What's next up? That's my pet peeve. The next topic is Pedro Pascal joins The Equalizer 2 with Denzel Washington.
Who's Pedro Pascal?
Game of Thrones.
Oberyn.
Oberyn.
He's cool.
He's in Narcos. Do you watch Narcos?
I haven't seen it, but I saw. Funnily enough, I stumbled across a trailer for Narcos, and I saw him in it. And I was like, oh, that's Oberyn. That's Skull guy, and I thought that'd be
who?
Cool. Skull guy. Oberyn.
Hopefully, but it's funny because people watching this, and wait, how many? What's the time? What is the time?
What the actual time
is
right
it
now?
9:30?
It's 8:30.
8:30. So people are going to be listening to this tomorrow morning. Hopefully, anyway, they're going to be listening to this and being like, they're so wrong. But I really hope there's like a clear game. But
yes, I would very much like to see. Well, so we spoke about this last week, and we were all touching it a little bit of Game of Thrones, even though we're going to do a whole summary podcast next week when we've actually seen the finale.
Should we talk about predictions and then?
Let's predict what we think's going to happen then next week, because I predicted that Jaime Lannister wasn't going to get captured, and I said he's going to come out the other side of the river with Bronn, and he's going to come out and be like, oh god, we have to go look at that fight, we have to go back to the King's Land, and I literally nailed it.
But that makes no sense because
it makes perfect
that
sense.
Doesn't because Daenerys could have captured the Queen's right-hand man and Kingslayer who killed her dad, but she lets him swim away.
But she didn't let him swim away. If you watch the scene, she couldn't see. She thought he died. She couldn't see that he survived because the fire. And then he's gone into water wearing full armour, big old metal hand. He's dead. You couldn't see. From her point of view, imagine being from her point of view and seeing just a big ball of fire. You would not be able to see him go into that water. And then think about how much time they've got to make the next episodes. I don't think there's any time to have a capture scene and then that meeting between Daenerys and Jaime and that conversation and then Tyrion. There'd be so much more character development. Like if we had another season, that would have been a good thing to happen. You would have had a lot of character development and more could have happened, and then they could have made a plan about.
Or if we had 10 episodes.
Yeah, if we had 10 episodes, it would have been perfect. But for how short this season is, there was just no time to go. Oh, here's Jaime. He's been captured. Now we're going to have to trade him back, and just that whole thing wouldn't have worked, unfortunately. And Jaime's would have been captured once back in season 1 or 2, whatever, with Catelyn. So I just think there was no real. From a story point of view, that was never going to happen.
Yeah, true.
And I just thought the fact that they saved him in that way, and the fact that he fell into water, was kind of like, to me, it was like the director wanted you to think that he was dead, and therefore wanted you to think that Daenerys thought he was dead. Which I was surprised, because if that is the case, why didn't Tyrion sort of say anything about it? But because Tyrion knew he survived. So
I reckon Tyrion's dead.
What, you think he's dead this episode? No.
Can I tell you the word I saw online?
No.
It's not spoiler.
It's not spoiler. Tyrion dead.
No. It doesn't say that. It says one word, but it's just describing the episode.
Heartbreaking.
Bloodbath.
Is it really? Bloodbath. Well, I'll tell you what could happen. If it's
who have we got victim-wise? The wall. That's a lot. That's a lot of
all the wildlings at the wall and the dragon flying over. You know, it's like.
Yeah, true.
You know, dragon could cause some havoc. Because obviously they get through the wall this episode. That has got
the wall's coming down.
Yeah, if the writers end this episode with the White Walkers approaching the wall and looking at it like I'm so.
They get there, and go, oh, we didn't know this was here. Fuck's sake, they just turn around and walk the other way.
Gerald, it wasn't on the map.
No, can you imagine like in Django Unchained when they're all in the horses, where they're all on top of the horses with the cake and
Yeah. And they're going, who made these mares? Oh, that's such a good scene now. Jonah Hill, hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, if they don't get through the wall this episode, and they don't progress the storyline, Winter and the White Walkers have been coming for 9. Well, what season are we on? 7? For 7 seasons.
Books have been out.
Yeah.
For like 16 years now, is it?
16 years and 7 seasons. From the opening to episode 1 was a White Walker chopping a guy's head off and holding it up to another survivor.
So, just quickly, the last episode that we watched, you know when it's when she's standing with Silence and she's looking down on the archery and she's like, Daddy didn't want me firing an arrow or something. I watched the first episode the night before I came round to yours. Okay. I watched the first episode, and then when I was watching it, I was like, wait a minute, I just watched this. And I can't believe how quick they got into it with the White Walkers.
Yeah. Yeah, well, pretty much straight away, wasn't it? Yeah. But if the writers don't have the wall coming down, or even if the wall doesn't crumble, but they find a way they start scaling it, or they walk up to it, and like I can picture how they're going to do the scene. If you want my sort of prediction, I think they'll have White Walkers will emerge from the forest, and there'll be a line of them all out the outside, and then a couple of them will run towards the wall, and one of them will hit the wall and just disintegrate because it's protected by magic.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, damn, how are we going to get through that? What you didn't think of is dragon, and it's just somehow the dragon's going to get the wall down, or they're going to have some sort of way to I have no idea how they're going to actually get through the wall, but I think we will see a White Walker run towards the wall and die hitting it like a normal white, not a it's not even a White Walker, a normal dead, whatever, like reanimated corpse. He'll run and just turn into a pile of bones when he hits it, and then they'll be like, oh damn, it's still protected, I think, and then they'll find a way, or they'll do that and he won't die and he'll just start climbing it. Then they'll realise that it's not actually protected by anything, and then they'll just start.
Because I think it'd be funny to this entire time they feel like it's been built and then they just start climbing it.
Yeah, like they thought it's been protected by a spell, but then they just go and they start climbing. It'd be like that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Honestly, I can wait to see Danny's reaction to seeing her baby brought back to life as an ice dragon. I want to see the ice dragon as well.
Yeah, but there's also
I want to see him stay on top of it, like.
Yeah, well, there's another theory now that Jon Snow will be able to ride the ice dragon because it's like ice and she's fire and all that. And I'm just sitting there going, maybe, but whatever.
A lot of hope.
What I'm sick of, and what kind of annoys me, is when you get all these Facebook theories, so often they come true, and it's actually getting a bit annoying. Like the amount of theories that were saying that
there's so many people that
just so many brains going into one thing, and all these theories, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, actually they got that dead on, and it can't. When it happens, you're like, geez, people have been saying this since whatever episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if the writers don't have the wall coming down, I mean, we haven't seen the episode, but if they haven't cut the wall coming down, then I am going to be a bit pissed off, because that means it's 7 seasons and they're still just getting to the wall. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully that happens in this episode.
That means this in 2 years when we're talking about Game of Thrones season 8.
Yeah.
Those 6 episodes are going to be a roller coaster. They're going to be shit, I reckon, but they're going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah. Well, they delayed it. They definitely delayed it by another year, because they said it was supposed to come out next year, and then they were talking about delaying it for another year. But I think, if my prediction for this episode, I think this is what's going to happen. I think we're going to see the White Walkers get to the wall. I'm not sure what order it's going to happen. I kind of feel like the wall falling will be right at the end. But the White Walkers will get to the wall right at the end, I think. The wall will crumble, and there'll be a fight at Eastwatch with the Wildlings and the White Walkers, and the Wildlings will lose, and we'll probably see Tormund die. Because I'm not sure if he went back. I know he went back with the dragon. That's why I reckon they made him go back with the dragon, because he's the one Wildling that everyone cares about. The rest of them are expendable. So they've taken Tormund on the dragon. Oh no, he came back to the wall though, didn't he?
Yeah. He was at the wall, he wasn't at Eastwatch.
Oh, okay. So we could see Tormund die. He's quite a big character.
Maybe they conquer Eastwatch in the first.
Right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
Yeah, maybe the wall falls. They take Eastwatch.
I want to see a montage of Danny and Jon banging, and then like the dragon taking down the wall. Like it's all like lovey-dovey, and they're like, Danny,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I've looked through what
Jon and Danny are not gonna.
I feel like it is, but I feel like it's so commonly known.
No, I don't think.
Because
I think just before it happens, Bran will be like, "Oh yeah, she's really hot, isn't she? Yeah, she's."
Yeah, but that's Targaryens. They do sleep with their family because they want to keep the blood.
Oh, do they?
To ride the dragons, to train the dragons, they want to keep the blood pure and the blood the same.
Oh, in that case, they're going to get it on.
Right, moving on. Let's move on to our game section. It came out recently that they're trying to get a Game of Thrones game, but you didn't know this. But they actually approached Bethesda a few years ago about a Game of Thrones game, and they said no because they wanted to make a Skyrim game. So we got Skyrim instead of Game of Thrones. So you can kind of see the relevance a little bit.
Yeah, the dragon and all that.
The dragon and the incest and the.
To be fair,
I don't want a Game of Thrones by Bethesda. I hate Bethesda. After Fallout 4 and the abysmal mess that was that, and the barbaric re-releases of Skyrim on PS4, PS5, PS6, PSX, Cinema 4D, Adobe Premiere Pro. I don't care about playing on any of those.
I'm in a different kind of mindset of Bethesda have just hired loads of new people, so I think it's definitely going to happen. They've literally just hired loads of new people for it. Apparently, it's like that was like on their website. They've just hired loads of new coders and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I'm in a different mindset because I enjoyed Fallout 4. I like the game.
Did we play the same game?
I've clocked 140 hours on in 2 playthroughs. My first playthrough I did 80 hours, and my second one is just pure full on mods, and I've already done another 60 hours on that or something stupid, and I'm loving it. I really enjoy it because I think for me it felt like I just don't know, the story. I will give it to you. The storyline was utter poo. The storyline, the main quest line, compared to like Fallout 3, poo, and the map compared to Fallout 3 was poo. But the actual gameplay mechanics and what you could do in it, and some of the characters, I thought were really cool. And I didn't feel like it was the worst game. It definitely was not better than Fallout 3, and that is such a shame because Fallout 3 was
different developer though. I know.
No, same developers.
Fallout New Vegas was the best one.
Yeah, New Vegas was the best one, and that was the original Fallout because Fallout 1 and 2 were made by people who made New Vegas. Can't remember the name of that company now. It's like Stone something. But the Hammer Studios or something. So
Obsidian.
Obsidian, yeah. They made 1, 2 in New Vegas, and 3 was made by Bethesda, and so was 4. And it wasn't so much the game I didn't like about number 4. I just don't like the decisions they made with all this mods and paid modding, and you can now get mods on Xbox, but you have to pay 99p per mod, and some modders will get paid for it because they try to monetize mods, and Bethesda tried to monetize all the mods on the Steam Workshop to say people should pay for these, and everyone went in an uproar, started downloading the game.
But then Steam said no, and then at E3 they released Fallout.
Yep, which is their own modding platform where they can then charge people. So Steam were like, no, we're not going to allow you to charge for mods. And they were like, okay, fair play, we won't. Oh, here's our new platform where you can get mods and you have to pay for them.
Creation Club.
That's it, Creation Club.
The whole point about mods is that you can get a frog to follow you in Skyrim. Why you'd pay £1 to have a frog follow you in Skyrim?
The idea of mods is that's for the community. The community build mods. It's not really for developers to do. That's all DLC and stuff. Although it's kind of the same thing in many ways. It's just a lot more professional what they do because they have all the source code and the engine and whatnot. But mods are for the community to do, and they should never have to be paid for. If you have a mod that overhauls the game and makes there are some exceptions where you think, wow, this actually is worth money. There's definitely exceptions where I thought
a donate button.
Yeah, exactly. Donate button. That's all they need because I know a lot of people won't donate, but the real people who love the modding community do. And even if someone makes a mod and they get a couple of £100 for it, that's better than no money. Give them a donate button. If you start charging for it, they're less likely for people to download them. And then all the small modders, all the people that just make like a little weapon mod or make like, as you said, a frog to follow you that's a laugh, and you think that'd be quite funny to have in my game, they would never get any exposure because no one's going to.
And they wouldn't do it because they wouldn't do it because it ain't worth the time.
I get why they brought it in. I think it is quite a cool idea to be able to allow people that do spend hundreds of hours developing these mods to get paid for it. But the idea is that the people that develop these mods, if they create something good, it gives them such a cool exposure. Yeah. You will actually go and find, if you go back, at least, I'm putting this figure out my arse, but it's I would say at least half, if not like 3/4 of the people or modders that make really big impressive mods get hired by the company a lot of the time.
Yeah.
A lot of companies hire people that make these mods to work with them. PlayerUnknown's a great example. Look what he's done. He started an Armour 3 mod. He was then hired by H1Z1 to do King of the Kill. Then he went and made his own game. Phenomenal. There's a guy that makes mods for Fallout. Can't remember his name now. But he makes weapon mods, and they hired him to go and texture all their guns in the next patches and stuff on the next DLC. It's phenomenal. Mods can open doors. It's
and if you're charging for them, then no one's going to do it, are they?
Exactly. It's like an internship or an apprenticeship. Like, you don't get money for it, but it gets your foot in the door and you can prove your skills. And that's basically what mods are. And it's a shame that Bethesda went down the route of, we want more money, so we're going to make you pay for mods and take a percentage from the mod developer anyway. Stupid.
So, PlayerUnknown has finally cracked 800,000 concurrent players. 2 weeks ago, it was 600,000. So it's got up 200,000 people in 2 weeks.
I hope the developers keep their feet on the ground, because it's not going to be something that lasts forever. It's not one of those games, unfortunately.
How much is the game? £26?
Yeah, something like that.
So, what's that number?
20,800,000.
That's how much he's made from game sales. Obviously, that goes to developers and businesses and companies and marketing. But that's how much he's made from sales alone, not merch.
Well, no, that's just concurrent players, you said, wasn't it? That means people playing at the same time, doesn't it? Concurrent means how many people are playing.
So it's more than that.
A lot more than that. I think it sold something like 2 million.
They sold
copies.
8 million copies, didn't they?
Oh, 8 million. There we go. Yeah.
8.
What are you doing?
Oh shit!
Just do 8 million times whatever the money was. That's 800 grand. Another 3. That's 800 million.
For fuck's sake! I just did that, and you said no. That.
Yeah.
208 million.
208 million.
He's rolling in it.
Yeah.
He's absolutely laughing.
But as I said, I hope they keep their feet on the ground, because it's not a game that's going to live forever. It's not like Dota or Counter-Strike that has all this replayability. At some point, it does get a bit boring, and it would always be a game that does get played, as in, you can get bored of PlayerUnknown, stop playing it for a week, go back and play a couple of matches here and there, but it's not the kind of game that you play over and over again. It's not like your Dotas or your Counter-Strike, where there's such a competitive ranking. If there was a ranking system, it would kind of be more playable, but it wouldn't work. Whereas you look at like Siege, for example, that's still played highly. So there's that. I hope they keep their feet on the ground, and as long as they keep making new stuff, new weapons, because we're definitely in need of a couple of new guns, and
that leads me on to my next point.
New vehicles and that new map they're bringing out.
Yeah.
You know.
What would you do if you were the developer?
Of PlayerUnknown.
Yeah. You didn't even drink anything.
I was starting, and I was thinking about it.
No, but then you kind of went back to getting it. No.
Yeah, because I was going back to answer my questions. I didn't want to start answering when I was drinking. Can
I have your number?
What would I do if I was a developer now? Yeah. I would add a shed ton more weapons. I would get it's literally a person just dedicated to adding a few more guns, a couple more vehicles, and definitely a bigger map, like another map that's bigger. Like the good thing about PlayerUnknown, you could make many different kinds of maps.
The map size is good.
The map side's okay, I suppose, yeah, because it's a circle.
It's a different map.
Yeah, just different maps. So I would definitely go for a winter map, which would be really cool with like the wind and stuff. Because you get like the rain on the other one, it kind of puts you off the sound. It'd be so awesome to have snow and like howling winds and like blizzards that roll in, and you could go into
the mask.
Yeah, like the mouse. You could run into a house, and you get that really high wind sound with all the rattling of the shutters and the whistling of the wind, and you could be inside a house, and you could have like rolling in blizzards that so you could have.
Well, they got that in they got the sandstorms.
Yeah. In
the sand map.
Yeah, in the sand maps they got sandstorms. So that they could have a desert map with sandstorms. They could have the blizzard with snow map with blizzards. They've obviously got the normal map. It's got rain, lightning, and all that. Just adding things like that would make it a more diverse to play.
Yeah.
And then I think honestly, when they were talking about making that zombie game mode, I think they should 100% do that. Make a co-op mode. So you've got this competitive mode, but if you could jump into a co-op game type where you parachute in with your friends, and maybe it's like a zombie survival, but like not zombie survival as in what we know it, as in bloody like.
You need loads.
Yeah, but
you need it to start. You need waves.
Yeah, so like a horde mode would be cool, like a horde mode like Gears of War horde, or even if you had a mode where you parachuted in and you had different things you had to pick up around the map, and you had to sort of I don't know, you had to call in another extraction or another plane. So it wasn't like a zombie survival game where you build a house or anything like that.
You have to get out.
Yeah, it's all about you land on the island and you're like, oh crap, I need to get gear, survive, and escape the island. And it's like an objective game, and you have to sort of meet up with your friends, and you can choose to all parachute to one place and get a bit of gear, or you can choose to all parachute to different areas of the map to collect different items you need to escape. So it could be like you have to repair a radio tower. So two people jump out of the radio tower and go to repair that, and then two people jump out of the airfield and start repairing the plane or something. And you could have different objectives that need to be done. You can choose to go together.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That'd be a cool little dynamic to have, and like loads of zombies. And you could have two guys that die at the airfield, and you don't know. You fix a radio tower, get there, and there's just two corpses, and the plane's not fixed, and you're like, oh shit, we got to fix it. I think that would add a cool dynamic to the game, and it'd be quite interesting. It hasn't been done before. There's no game that's really like that, where you get chucked into this environment where you have to escape. The only one I can think of is Contagion did that kind of thing, didn't it? Where you spawn in, and then the idea is you have to work together to escape that area, which was a really cool game mode, and it worked. So yeah, definitely I think that would be good.
I forgot to mention earlier, PlayerUnknown obviously it's 810,000 people, concurrent players. This week, Dota was at 835.
Wow.
But they've had over 1 million before. But that's a different record for today.
Well, it's like when Halo 3 first came out, it crashed all the servers, didn't it, back in the day on the Xbox? It had like 1.4 million people all online at once when it came out, and it was mental. So, I mean, games will always have those spikes and those dips in play, and when you release new stuff, it spikes, stays up for a week, drops again, new stuff comes out, it spikes. And that's why you keep releasing stuff. But I fear that, I mean, they've made so much money. I really don't want them to make it like not play to win, because they would never be able to be play to win. But pay to play, as in like you can. They've done it perfectly with the crates at the moment with like what you can wear. And I always said I really think the clothes should have different carry weight. But then it would make no sense, because someone could buy loads and loads of crates and spawn in with one of those massive trench coats and then have loads of carry space. So it wouldn't really balance. It would be so unbalanced.
They're just like Dota.
Yeah, with the items, and same with Counter-Strike, the skins. And I
they don't do anything to you, but they make you look cool if you want to wear it.
I think you'll find if you look across the board, most games that do that and offer that are the ones that are successful. Overwatch is another one. Overwatch allows you to get new skins for your characters. It makes no change.
It just adds a little bit different in goal. You want to get those things.
Yeah. And Dota, it's like when you get an item, you're like, oh god, and having those expensive, really rare items.
Well, we used to, but Valve are fucking up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it will even look at Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike, there's skins that are worth like £4,000 in real life money that people have, and there's like Dragon Laws and stuff, and it's like that's mental.
Dragon Laws. Yeah,
there's a sniper. There's an AWP, an AWP skin, which is the main sniper in the game, not the one-shot kill one. It has a skin called the Dragon Law. It's really weird. It's like greeny yellow with like dragons on it. But yeah, they sell for like $4 grand. $4 grand.
$4 grand.
Yeah, $4 grand.
Wow.
Yeah, $4 grand. It's a lot of ground. It's more than two.
Should we move on to Ask Reddit?
Yeah.
First question: what makes absolutely zero sense to you?
Absolutely 0 cents to me. Come back to me.
Talking in cinemas.
Yes, that's a good one.
Looking at people's phones on the train.
So annoying. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, we were in the train into London for our mate's birthday, and I was saying about before, I was trying to cheer myself up on the way into work, and then we're in a group chat, and if there's any guys who are listening, you understand what I mean. Hopefully you don't.
Why just guys?
Because girls don't have it.
Don't have what?
The group chat.
Some of them do. I know a lot of girls have like group chat.
No, but not like the majority of guys.
Oh yeah, like every guy pretty much has.
Every guy is in.
Chat, yeah. So there's definitely more. But, yeah.
And we're in one, and courtesy of one of our friends, it is the most horrendous. I had to make everyone a group admin because I was scared for the law that came out that the admin of the chat, gets fucked. So if one of us gets fucked, we're all going down.
Yeah. Yeah. Realistically, Lawrence should be the group admin just because he's the one that should go down with the shit. He should sync with the ship.
Well, it doesn't save anything to my phone, so if anything happens, I can just delete the WhatsApp.
Yeah, I don't have anything saved to my phone.
I don't know why they tell people in it that do. Yeah, so it makes no sense to you.
Oh,
wait, sorry, I didn't even finish my sentence. So I was cheering myself up, and I was going through all these photos that was making me laugh, and then like I put my phone away, got up and went to the exit to get off the train, and as I put my phone away and I looked to my right, the girl was just giving me the dirtiest look, and obviously you'd understand if you knew what was in there. But family, even if it wasn't a family show, I don't think I could show it on
here. Go to prison.
More than that. Yeah, no, so...
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
I hate it when people look at my phone.
I was sitting... I was on the bus on Friday way home from work, and I was sitting there on my phone, and I was just on Facebook going through some videos, and I came across a video of... it was like angry British drivers on the road, and all it was is people with dash cams screaming in a very British way, like, "You fucking wanker," and like stuff like that. And it was hilarious because you had really angry people like shouting at stupid things that they don't need to be shouting at. So I was sitting there chuckling to myself. But obviously, if you can't hear it, which this guy couldn't, all he's seeing is loads of dash cam footage of people driving, nearly having accidents, and then it cut into another one.
He's just seeing people drive.
Yeah, so he's just seeing people driving, and me just going, like, chuckling to myself. So, so what have you done? So I saw him kept looking over, and I can see in my peripheral vision. He's just going and looking at my phone. I was like, this guy needs to stop. And bear in mind, like, he had a phone of his own. I can completely understand if you're a kid or someone that's sort of elderly, like in your 70s or whatever, and you don't really like technology, or you don't use it on a regular basis.
He was trying to save internet.
Oh, he was sitting on his internet, and then every now and then, pretty much constantly, he was going, looking at my phone, and I was watching this video, and then I would look up.
What, you on an iPad or a phone?
Just on my phone, and I look up like that, and I could see him go every single time, like, look away, mate, don't make it obvious. And I was like, yeah, and that annoys me. It doesn't make sense. There's a fire everywhere.
Oh, it just pisses me off. What else do we have? We have. What should you not fuck with?
Science,
What?
I don't know.
What did you say?
Science,
Oh, science,
Yeah.
Who do you not fuck with?
Who or what? Did you say?
What?
What would you not fuck with?
So like a birth pipe, for example.
Dwayne Johnson. Just don't fuck with him.
Cool.
Yeah.
The Rock.
The Rock is cooking.
The
You
Rock,
don't. I suppose like petrol, flammable shit, no, fire, anything like that, like pyromaniacs. I think it's stupid. Like it's don't fuck that shit. I mean, you look at my friend's a firefighter, and he said to me that basically a car fire, because you know a lot of cars. I mean, if you have a very expensive car, then it's a bit different. But the sort of the cheaper cars that have like the carpet on the floor, the really cheap, like sort of plasticky carpet that you get on the floors, and then you have the seats that, if they're not leather, they're also that kind of fabricy thing. They are literally the fuel for flames. They're just so good at burning. So if you get a car fire that starts, that car will be a burnt out shell in a matter of minutes. It will go up like so quickly you won't have a chance. And he said, you know, fuel tanks in cars are really robust. They're built to withstand intense pressure and heat. And so it's very unlikely that a car will just explode unless the fuel tank's ruptured, which is hard to do. But with a car fire, that thing goes up so quick. If you're in that car and you're unconscious and it catches fire, you ain't getting out. Like you'll either burn to death or you'll most likely die from smoke inhalation from the fumes. But it's terrifying how quick it can go from a fully normal car, one little flame, and it can be like a burnt out shell within 3 to 5 minutes. It's gone. There's nothing. It's just metal. It'll still be burning, but the carpets in the interior, just nothing. So that's quite scary. So yeah, don't fuck with fire would be my thing.
Yeah.
What are you?
I don't know.
Yeah, a long time to think because I was talking a lot of crap.
Well, I was listening. I wasn't thinking what I was saying. Dickhead. Me when I'm angry.
Oh shit! What up?
Oh shit! What up? I just think anything you don't understand can be from anything, like
So specific.
What?
Anything you don't understand, it could be from like anything,
Yeah, anything you don't understand. I don't fucking understand. Killing someone, I won't go do it.
Right.
I'm not fucking with
That's
that.
the word.
I don't know. I'm fucking.
Or maths in England, because
I can't do maths. What was hugely hyped up but flopped? Suicide Squad. Next.
Yeah.
Which minor character do you wish had their own spin-off? Slipknot. Next. No, who do you reckon should have their own spin-off?
What, any character from...
Anything.
I
want Tyrion in Game of Thrones.
No.
He ain't exactly minor, but...
No.
I want Daenerys' time with the Dothraki to be longer because I want to see how all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
I thought having a prequel, Breaking Bad, it'd be cool to see a prequel for Jesse to see how he got to become known as, what was it, Mr. Cook or whatever his name was, Captain Cook. What was his name? And he's found in that house at the beginning where Breaking Bad had a pair of tits in it once, at the very, very beginning of the series. But I thought that would be quite cool if you had a spin-off showing how he became Captain Cook and how he got that status.
Oh, why isn't Jesse in Better Call Saul yet? No,
they're not going to be, because Better Call Saul is a massive prequel, and it's set years.
Has he not got his room yet?
No. Well, he's in the first season. He's in that room, and then he sort of leaves it within sort of beginning of season 2, and then all of season 2, and I think season 3 is the one that's just finished. He's not in there, so he's still Jimmy McGill technically. He's still not Saul Goodman yet. He's just sort of started to turn over to that bad side. So I don't think he'll be Saul Goodman until end of season 4, if it still goes on, and then season 5.
I haven't watched any of it.
I
watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I like it. It is a bit boring sometimes, but I like it. But I think that he's definitely got more interest in this season than just went.
Yeah.
But I do not think we'll ever see Walter White or Jesse, surely because I don't think this series will ever catch up. Yeah, and if it does, it'll be after it all happens. So we may come across Jesse again in the future, because Saul Goodman, obviously, when we see Saul Goodman, is sort of the same crossover where Walter turns bad, and Jesse sort of gets to that status. So there would be no prequel to show, because we've seen all of their storyline before Saul came into it, so there'd be nothing to show between Walt and Jesse that we haven't seen before at that stage. So we'll probably, I reckon, the end of the season, like the last episode of Better Call Saul, could very well be Walter White walking into the room or something like that. So he may make an appearance there, and that'll be that at end of season, end of series.
It would be cool with it ending with, like, you see two footsteps walk in, and the camera kind of goes round and then up, and then you see him, and then he says whatever lies, like, "Oh, my cousin needs help" or something.
Yeah, and then I think what we will see, if they do decide to continue, and if the ratings continue to be quite good, I'd be very surprised if we didn't see after Breaking Bad. So we see him become Saul Goodman, and then he's Saul Goodman up to the point where
he leaves, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He starts a new life. So what's to say he couldn't then go from being Saul Goodman to being someone completely different in a whole different place? Because he leaves, gets a new identity, same as Walter White does. So then that allows his character completely to the viewer's imagination what Saul Goodman does after Breaking Bad. It's and same as like all the rest of them, like, because obviously he gives the money to his wife. We don't see what she does with the money. We don't see where Jesse goes. It's all down to like viewer discretion, not viewer discretion, but viewer imagination. So we could very well see Saul Goodman series end with him seeing Walt, and then start again, and it's set after, and we're seeing it in the future. Because you haven't seen the season, have you? But there's weird scenes in Better Call Saul, which wasn't in at all this series, but in last series, where it seemed to flash forward to him working, selling donuts and like milkshakes in a Shake Shack kind of thing in like a mall, and he looks quite old. Not old, but he looks older than he does now. So I have a feeling that that's actually set after Breaking Bad. Like he's actually.
What was the context in the show? Was it like a bit before an episode, or?
No, it was a bit before an episode, like they used to do with Breaking Bad, and then also just randomly. It's usually before an episode at the end. It's just, I could never piece it. I could never put it together. I was thinking, well, was this before? But then Jimmy McGill was never in that kind of trouble, so I couldn't piece together when that was set. So I might actually be wrong. It could be before he becomes a lawyer. But from what I had like looked at, I'm pretty sure that is set after Breaking Bad's events, and he's like in a mall selling cakes and stuff.
Fair enough. I want cake now. We've been streaming for about an hour and 10 minutes now, so.
Yeah, hour and 10.
Should we call it?
Yeah.
We're going to call it. We're going to go watch Game. Well, fucking. I want to ask Reddit where the fuck Car is. Waiting for him to get it before we watch Game of Thrones. I might just have to go ahead and watch it without him.
Yeah, if he's not in 10 minutes, Game of Thrones is starting.
Yeah, he's fucking going to be late, isn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Obviously, see you next Monday for the next podcast. For any audio listeners, we do stream on Twitch at some point on Monday. Just if you do want to watch us live and just talk to us, we will probably spend more time talking to you than we do with the topics that I have.
Yeah,
because it is more of a conversation with you guys as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you don't have Twitch, don't like using Twitch, we are also looking at doing a dual stream with YouTube as well as Twitch at the same time. I think I figured out how to do it now, so we'll do that together.
Yeah, but we have to turn off all the lights now because all the moths are coming in.
Yeah, a massive old moth just throwing through.
Is that part of the green screen? Yeah, it is.
What, the little green thing?
He said 20 minutes. We got to wait 20 minutes for Game of Thrones. Kidding me. Anyway, thanks guys. See you next Monday.
Peace, guys. Have a great week.
See you Wednesday for MAViSMITH Plays.
Oh God, hang on. Where's the? Wait. There we go.